Quick little aside here. I dug this out with a tractor when I was doing other stuff and dug out a huge trench and then backfilled it with topsoil I bought and transplanted from our other house all these raspberries. They were just little stubs at the time, but they're growing pretty good. I've been trying to keep a little bit of water on them, well, a lot of water on them if I can with this stupid little cheap hose. But this should be a nice hedge of raspberries with our new house just off the back porch, which we need to get going here soon. Anyway, just something to take my attention off the house for a little bit. Because this was pasture, it comes with some water rights, irrigation rights, a share of irrigation, I guess you could say. So they just run this down through here where our water comes out of that canyon for everything, the house and irrigation. So I'll just turn this baby on. I've just been turning this on a few times a week and letting that cheap hose do a little bit of watering. Let's let that run all day. And the nice thing about raspberries is once they're in, they're not coming out. And so they're a really hardy fruit and plant, and they yield quite a bit of fruit. This 45-foot row will eventually get so big I'll have to keep cutting around the edges and trim it down, and we'll yield a whole bunch of fruit every year. So I'm excited. Back to the house. Blocking above walls today. So I'm gonna go, and I finally sorted that out in my head how I want to do it, and I'll show you that once I have better light. I'm blocking, so I'm making sure the corner is covered, but then I'm measuring out from the inside corner 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, and I'm just centering a block. I'll probably use a mix of 2x6s and 2x4s. Probably 2x6s in the corners just because it covers more area. Drywall can attach coming across. And then 2x4s across here. And I'm attaching them to the trusses. And with the 5/8, it'll cover that gap for the most part. And then the wall comes up and pins here. And I didn't understand this part, that the trusses don't touch the interior walls on new construction like this. And there's different ways to fasten the wall to this floating network above the interior walls. They have these fasteners that drill up through and leave a housing, and they connect into the trusses or the blocks. And that keeps the wall from wiggling, but it allows the truss system above to flex and breathe like a diaphragm, like a rib cage, which it's going to do. They also have these little angle brackets, L brackets, that have nails in them that allow you to float that wall, keep it from moving back and forth, but allow the trusses to float. Or just the old school way is to send a couple nails down through every crossboard into the truss wall. Some people are like, don't do that. You'll have drywall cracking issues. It locks everything together too much. But after talking to different builders that I know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put two nails just down through every block into the wall just to stabilize it. But conceptually, hopefully, the nails allow the truss system to pull up or go back down if it needs to. But that's what I'm gonna do. It's the easiest and most simple and straightforward, and hopefully it goes well for me. I'm talking to 2 builders who've built dozens and dozens of homes. They're just like, that's what we do and we don't have problems. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so you can see cross bracing. Ideally, I'd like to tuck that all the way so it covers the corner, but with those hurricane ties, unless I notch them out, which is what I might do going forward, not much I can do there. And then every 2 feet cross, I've got these cross blocks, and I had intended to do this a week ago before the plumber got in here, because I don't think I'll have any problems, but there might be an occasional spot where I have to shift over a little bit. Normally my stuff would be in before his, but because of all those rat runs and everything, I just got sidetracked, and then I was reading things back and forth online on how to do these properly, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And so today I'm doing it. It's gonna be tedious because I've got to do them over all these internal walls, and there's all kinds of little areas, and I can already tell the amount of blocks I cut the other day out of all my scrap lumber. I'm gonna have to go buy a bunch more lumber. Keep doing this, so a little bit tedious process, but this is one where I wish I had like 3 or 4 guys doing it, so it would take half a day instead of, I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Well, I set my hand on the board to look up out at the sprinklers, and then before taking my hand off, I fired, and even though I had a glove on, as luck would have it, it ricocheted off here. I don't know what it did, and shot up deep into my hand through my glove. Where's the nail? There's the nail. Oh my gosh, that hurts. That went so deep and so far in, it might have hit the bone. Woo! I can't close my hand. It's gonna be hard to work. Dadgummit. It's framing the wall for the water heater. It was cruising along. I was just thinking, oh, this morning's going so smooth. Well, my blood will be in the floors of the house. It's kind of all over the place. I went and cleaned it up as best I could. Took a whole bunch of ibuprofen, but I can't grip with that hand, so we'll have to see what we're gonna do. But I want to finish this blocking, so away we go. I think I'll go in later for x-rays, because man, it feels like a hip bone. You can hear the roofers up there, and as bad luck would have it, it decides to start raining. I can't grip. I can move these fingers, but I can't move my thumb. I think I'll go in and get it x-rayed later, but getting a lot done. I don't want to break the rhythm. I framed in this wall around the hot water heater. We weren't sure where to put that thing, and finally we're just like, well, this will be a mud room. That'll be the laundry room. And we'll stick a hot water heater back in here. Way too big of a space probably, but that'll give me some bracing to put cabinets above the washer dryer. And we'll probably just put a door on here that opens up, and maybe I'll frame in the top of this. I'm not sure. Right. We are, what time is it? I think it's 3 o'clock. And we've got 90% of those blocks in. I've got a few little quirky things I've got to do. I've got to touch up a couple in here. And there's, not in this closet, but others, there's a couple of pieces I need to put in. But otherwise, all of that blocking is done. Which makes me feel good. My good friend Ty Draney came and helped me today, which turned out to be fortuitous because I can't use my left hand. So we were one-handing things, and I was using the crook of my arm to carry stuff. And I'm gonna go down now and get x-rays because I cannot move my thumb at all. I can move these fingers, but it's just locked. So anyways, here's the nail. Kept it as a souvenir. Went into about there, into my thumb. So it's pretty black and blue under that bandage and bloody. So, all right, off to the doctor. Blocking mostly done. I'm excited about that. Woo. All right, well, they gave me a thumb bra, right? As you call it, as you said. So it's, the x-ray said it didn't hit the bone that they could tell. No fractures, and the x-ray didn't show a foreign debris. But I have no feeling in my thumb. It's it's numb, and then I just can't move it. So they're gonna put me on antibiotics and some, told me to take ibuprofen and ice it and get the swelling down, and then go back in if it doesn't recover or doesn't show improvement. But they gave me this brace so I can keep working and not have to worry about hitting that thumb. It's weird, right around the joint of the thumb, the big joint, not the last knuckle, but the big joint. It is extremely painful, like I dislocated it. I don't know that that's what happened or anything, but that's what it feels like when I've dislocated my thumb in the past.